All right, here's our new project guitar. It's not a new guitar, it's an old guitar. And we're going to work on this today. It's an Epiphone SG with a serial number that goes to 0907. So it goes back, I think it's July of '09 build. These are a pretty nice guitar from what I've read. This one is kind of a mess. It's been neglected. You can see it's wicked dirty. Wicked dirty. Needs a little love. We're missing a knob. We'll replace that. That's pretty easy. But the rest of this is a train wreck. There's some chips out of it. I think the neck is a little bent. Or bowed, I should say. We'll check the straightness and get the whole thing set up and playing pretty good like new, I hope, very soon. So we're going to get underway with this. And the first thing we'll do is take a look at getting the truss rod out. Let me go up the other end. Bring this up here. Okay, where are we? Here we are. So the first thing I'm going to do is expose the truss rod and see if it works. I think that's kind of job one. And we'll see how we're going to be able to do with that from that. So stand by, here we go with exposing the truss rod. Pretty exciting stuff, huh? What I gotta do is remove the cover where it says SG. I don't know why it doesn't say SB. It would be even better. Be just like me. So we'll light it up. Take it off. We'll try to anyway. That one ain't working. So we'll get another little screwdriver. And do our best. Now and get the the neck relief a little bit straightened out before we get going. That'll be the first thing that we'll try to do here. Alright, all three of those screws are out, the cover is off. It's moving kind of weird in there. Anyway, we'll see if we can figure that out and be back. Okay, so we did get a truss rod wrench on there. We're trying to do a little tightening of the truss rod. It ain't easy. It's going right by it. Yeah, that's in there, I think. I'm trying to give it a righty-tighty turn again. So I think we got a little tightening. It seems to have straightened the neck out just a bit. So if we get down here to the 12th fret, and just check the string height here, see how much relief we're getting. This is just a ballpark beginning place. It's still up there quite a bit. So I'm going to try to get away. I want to flatten it out a little bit. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Alright, so as we get down to the 12th fret here, let me slide the quarter in again. And I'll show you, we did get a little bit of relief on the neck there. I might try it again. See if I can get some more. Alright, so we got the wrench locked on again. I'm going to give it a bit of a turn again. Another half a turn. Whoops, it slipped out. That ain't quite there. This is a tough little booger. There we go. Now we're on the truss rod again, and we'll give it another bit of a twist. And see if we can't get a little bit more relief at the 12th. Oh, that worked good. Okay, so we got the bow out of some of the bow out of the neck. And you can see it's sitting right on the quarter, so that's about the height that we're looking for. And the big bow that was in the neck is gone now. So we have straightened the neck, and it's got just a little teeny pitch in it, a little bow, which is what you want. So that's phase one. That's the biggest part of trying to get this thing in a playable condition. First we're going to do is take off, there's this tape covering this mess. I don't know what's under here. We'll take that off and see what's under here, and move on. Start cleaning it up and see if we can't see what the heck is going on here. Let's pull this tape off and see if we can see why the tape is here. Somebody loved electrical tape. And they're wrapped it both ways. I assume there's a break under here or something. So far, I don't see anything here. It's a big glob of black electrical tape. This guy just thought electrical tape was cool. Whoever previously owned this guitar had a passion for black electrical tape, I guess. Maybe he was trying to dress it up or something. Almost under this. Yeah. All right, so you're going to see this just like me. This is first time under. And I don't know what the heck the black tape was there for. I'm looking to see if there's any kind of a defect, and I don't see one. This tape here, I don't know if that's just the residual. I don't see any problem here. This could be just a happy, lucky thing. So I'm going to get some adhesive remover and clean that up and get all the adhesive off. It looks good. There's nothing there. Somebody just put the black tape on for fun. I don't know what the heck they were doing there, but it looks good. The wood looks good. This may turn out even better than I thought. Nice. Okay, so we had a happy surprise when we took all that black tape off. It doesn't look like there's anything there of damage. So I don't know what the black tape was doing. So we're going to clean that all up now. We're going to take the strings off and get it right, clean it up. I'm going to clean up the fretboard. I'm going to clean up these pickups. I'm going to use a few different things to clean up with. We've got lighter fluid, which is good to clean up all the crap. We have an adhesive remover that I use in the hospital to get adhesive off, but I think the lighter fluid will do that too. And then to clean up the rest of the gucky guitar, we got Simple Green. That's what Dave from Dave's World of Fun Stuff recommends to clean stuff up with. So we're going to do all that now. We're going to de-string, take all the strings off, and try to get this thing back to make it look like somebody loved it, you know? I got a power winder, but it ain't quite necessary here. We'll just take the tension off these tuners and clean them up too. They're kind of a mess, and make sure they're all tight. Sometimes these nuts get loose that hold them in place. So we'll try that, because these are a freaking mess too. The whole guitar is a mess, just been ignored. Somebody just didn't love it enough, and they let it go to hell in a handbasket. So then we'll take these down and we'll de-string. Strings coming off. Easy peasy. These are wound kind of funky. Whoever put these on wound them backwards, which makes life exciting. Let's see if we can get this sucker out of there. Whoa, they put a lot of string on there. Anyway, I'll finish fighting with this string. All the string's off now. Now we're going to take all the caps off and check all these things. You can do this a couple of different ways. I use a surgical instrument just to get underneath. The front two are volume, the back two are tone. They're kind of dirty, but everything is tight, which is nice. So nothing is mucked around. I check the string where it passes over. Sometimes if this is wrong, it'll bump in down here. The string will hit here, but that height is good, so that's not a problem. We're just going to clean all this stuff up and put some new knobs on, and it should work out pretty good. So that's where we are. Now we're going to clean up a bit. I think we'll start off using some stuff here on that horn that had the tape on it. I got some adhesive remover that we're going to use. I put a towel down on the bench to cover it, to protect it. I don't know if that's adhesive or if this thing actually was split once and it was repaired. There's a mark here. I don't know, but it certainly isn't bad enough to have stupid looking black tape on there. That's terrible. So we'll see if we can clean this stuff up and get it all degunked, and then work on getting the finish looking pretty good. We'll see how all that goes. That's one way to clean that stuff. And then the other way is the beloved lighter fluid. All right, just plain old lighter fluid. It goes away quick. It cleans up fast. You just don't smoke when you're using this stuff. There's a bit of looks like a crack maybe, or if it's tape residue, it's not coming off. So this might have broken, and they taped it up. I don't know if you can see that as well from there as I can. Let's see if we can give you a better view. If you look close, you can see right here, there's a bit of a something, but I don't know what. So anyway, we're going to finish cleaning up. With some lighter fluid. Is that going to help get this stuff off? The electronics. Let's see what we got to do there. We'll brighten up a little bit. We're going to clean the fretboard. We'll polish the frets. Do all that stuff. And see if we can't get this thing looking pretty sharp. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. We'll try the simple green and see if the simple green will break through some of this stuff. See if we can degunk that simple green. Simply isn't doing a hell of a lot. But it's user friendly. See if it does any better on this one. we start with it fresh. Well, let's put it this way. It's better than what it was. It may not be perfect, but what the heck. Let's see if we can get that stuff cleaner. Maybe we'll get a toothbrush and go at it with the simple green. I've seen Dave talk about doing that too. Dave's my hero. So, try some simple on the plastic. So we're just cleaning. The wood's actually cleaning up pretty good. I think this is going to look pretty good when it's all done. Actually, everything's just a little sticky and cruddy because it's just been sitting around, buried somewhere. This should lift off, I think. Yeah, it does. All right, so that's pretty simple. That just lifts off. We can take that over to the sink. The Epiphone of the thing's face forward. The pins come out. They're a little loose. Take these all the way out and clean that up. Yeah, what the heck? No extra charge. These guys are seated well. Mark those, that goes that way, this goes this way. Like I said, I'm going to take over to the sink. So we'll be back. So we're back to cleaning, doing more cleaning. Let's see if we can get this headstock cleaned up a little bit too. And do a little bit more lighter fluid here. Get the headstock cleaned, and then we'll use a little bit of car wax to dress it up afterwards. So we're going to put a little bit of lighter fluid all the way down. And you can see that while we're doing this. But the lighter fluid cleans and evaporates immediately. It doesn't soak into the rosewood or nothing. It just cleans up and goes away, which is very nice. Because this guitar is pretty grubby. But that cleans up pretty well. And then we'll dress that with some linseed oil in a bit. We'll flip this over and do the back. Maybe we'll come down here and do some of this. Do some cleaning down here. On one of these knobs, the thing is closed down a little tight. I think it got bent. So I'm going to stick a straight screwdriver in there and see if we can't open that up a little bit. I'm sure that's why the tuning knob fell off. Is because it got squished. We'll put a little bit more space in there and it'll give a better grip when we put that back on. But there was crud and dust and shit everywhere. Let's see if we can't clean this all up nice and shiny and make it look good for the boys. This belongs to some employees of my daughter's Duffy Lawn Care Company. How's that looking? Oh, that's a good screenshot. So we'll hit that with some lighter fluid and clean it all up. You could open the back here and take a look at the electronics, the pods and stuff. Just because I'm curious, I may go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can move this down this way and get in here. Now this says that these are gouge tuners. If that's true, they're pretty good. So they should be okay. They're just, like I said, needing some love. Oh, they're a little loose. So we gotta, some of them are. So we gotta tighten, there's a little screw back here. We gotta tighten the screws on this tuners and get that cleaned up. And get the tuner secure, because it'll screw up your tuning when you're trying to get the guitar to sound one way and the tuners are loose on the board. They'll slip around and you'll end up with going out of tune all the time. So we're going to finish cleaning up, and what I'm doing is using a little bit of lighter fluid with a toothbrush on these cruddy old tuners. This is a brand new out of the package toothbrush, so it's nice and clean. And we'll see if we can't get all the old debris and grub off of these tuning heads with a little bit of good old lighter fluid, because the lighter fluid will go away. It just dissolves, it evaporates almost immediately. But it takes with it some of the grub that was here before, so that's nice, right? That's what we're trying to do, is make it look nice, make it play good. I think we fixed the biggest problem when we adjusted the truss rod, which I think was desperately in need of adjustment, so that's pretty cool. So I think we eliminated a heck of a lot of problem right there alone. See if it's cleaned up pretty good. Neck is nice and smooth, clean and shiny. Alright, so that's that part. Now let's move along and we'll take a look down the bottom end here. And like I said, I'm just curious about the electronics, so I'm going to take a peek in here. We'll take the screws out and see if we can get a peek in here. So that's that. So let's do the amazing reveal and see if we can. And there it comes, and there's the electronics. It's shielded here. Sometimes you can get the dates and stuff in here when they put the electronics together. Although I don't see that this one is marked. So that's what it looks like under the hood. So that's fine. So everything is great there, I guess. How would I know? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just going to put this back on. We'll screw it down. Put the screws back in and be fine. Okay, so that was our adventure into the hole. We've been working on cleaning up. I found a couple of scratches that are here on the surface. And I got a brown marker. That's a furniture touch-up marker. We'll see if we can fill this in. At least hide it a little bit. Not a big deal, just a little thing. little, just blends in with the color pretty good. And I think it does. Kind of hides that off some. How are we doing for a view? You see anything? There we are. So let's try this other brown here and see how that works. View, you can see not too much. All we're going to do is try to push this in here like that, and then just take the rag and wipe it away and kind of blend the boo-boo in there. NBD, no big deal. Simple, straightforward. Doesn't help a hell of a lot, but it didn't hurt. Chicken soup. So now we're going to clean up the fingerboard a little and get some linseed oil. So we're going to use some good old-fashioned linseed oil. This isn't a drip drop cover. It's a holy moly cover. So all you want, really, let's come back here on this. It's just a light touch of linseed. Even that's too much. That's all going to wipe off. So we're going to start up top and just rub this in. The frets we're going to clean up next. We got a little kit to use for that. So we're just going to rub this linseed oil down the whole length of the fretboard, and then we're pretty much going to wipe it all away too, because I just want this to settle into the wood, to hold the wood shiny and clean as much as we can. Because it's a pretty good fingerboard. I mean, it's pretty nice right out of the factory with the nice inlays and stuff. So that gets all the dirt and the grime out of there with the simple green, and then to preserve the wood here we hit it with the linseed oil and then dry it all out, wipe it all out good. So after this we're going to polish up the frets, make them all pretty and shiny. Okay, now we're going to talk about polishing up the old frets. Pretty simple, straightforward stuff. Let's see if we get a better view down the head that way. There's a little magic kit here that has a couple of fretboard protectors. These are just going to go over the frets like so. And then we got some very fine sandpaper. And we're just going to hit the top of these guys with. Clean them up, polish them up. And we won't damage our fingerboard because we got the protector there. Want to do it really good on both sides. Make sure you get it down. Get all the oxidation off the top of the frets, and they'll look pretty and shiny again. The other thing we may do is I'm looking at what I got for tuners. These tuners that are on there didn't clean up very well. I'd like to send it back a little better looking. I've got a collection of tuners sets. What I may do is see if I can find a decent one that'll fit there easily and not have to re-drill it or anything. We'll just see. We'll take a good look. How are we looking down here now? We're about a third of the way down the board, and we'll finish polishing all these guys off. Taking care of the Patriots, we'll try to get some tuners to take care of the guitar. Back in. So where we are now is we're looking at the headstock, and the tuners are kind of really grubby. They're supposedly gauche, but or gotcha, however you say it. But I got these other ones that are very close. The only difference is the screw hole in the back doesn't line up after drill a new hole. But they're nice big head. They're a good looking tuna. Where am I? Right here. And these will fit. They almost match the other ones for style and size and so forth. So we're going to replace those and put these newer ones, cleaner ones, better looking ones in. So I'm just taking the old tunas out now, and then we're going to replace them. Swing it around the other side. Maybe my hand won't get in the way so much. Or maybe it will. The other thing I can do is use the old washers from the front of the old tunas to cover the holes on the front. Be a little better. Flip this over and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the new tuna. That's got to be locked in, and they don't have washers with them. So we're going to take the old washers, use them here. It'll cover a part of the board and dress it up just a little bit. But what I'm going to do first is take this all off and clean up the headstock. So we'll take that off, and then we'll just clean some more. We'll hit it with some polish. Oops. A couple scratches up here. We could hit that with the brown stuff, but we'll leave it alone. Gives it a little bit of character. You never say too much for character. So, next thing we'll do is stop putting the new tunas in. Okay. So now we're going to put the new tunas in. And what we got to do that is get together a piece and a piece and a piece. That should go down, and it does. So we'll lay this on here first and get one side done. So that's the front side with the washer. That makes it look pretty good. And those are a nice big tuna. Is that the way I want that to be? And we're going to take another washer and another thing and put them together with the flat side facing the wood. So there is a flat side. Try to point these straight up so that they're not in the way. And then just tighten this down hand tight from the other side. New holes for the screws, but that's the way they'll look. They look pretty much like the old ones, which is doggone nice. Tighten them down afterwards. We'll get them in place. Make sure that that's going to tighten. It is. That's fine. Okay. All right, so we'll leave that in there. And that's the last one going in. So what we're going to do now is just lock these down hand tight, flip the guitar over, and put the screw in. All right, the other side. I got to drill new holes for the screws, but we'll make sure these are hand tight here, and then we'll flip this over and get ready to line up, because there's going to be all new screw holes. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if we can show you the old and the new screw holes. If you look down, if we get on the right angle, you can see here's the old screw holes here, and I got to drill a new one where that new piece is going to sit. We'll just line them all up right, drill them with a little pop, 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 and get them in. For the next exciting adventure, here we are again. What we're going to do is drill pilot holes for the little screws. I've got them all lined up, and I'm going to drill the first one. Thing you've got to be careful about is you don't drill too deep, because you can make a horrible accident and drill right through the headstock and come out the other side, because it isn't all that thick. So I think we'll do one side at a time. Oh hell, we might as well drill them. We got the drill here, huh? Make sure we'll work at this. All right, that's. All right, so that's drilling for shit. Lay these all in by hand, I guess. That's one. Nice and tight so they ain't gonna move. It's a good thing it catches too. So anyway, I'll finish these up. So now these are all tight on this side. Now the only blemish from that work is that we have the old screw holes here that are going to show, but they're nice and clean and it ain't going to show that much. And it's a, you know, 10-year-old guitar. It's fine. So the next thing we've got to do is flip it over to the other side, and we'll tighten the lock nuts on the other side and make sure these are all good and secure. Anybody getting dizzy being upside down? Hang on. So we're just going to tighten these nuts up. I hate it when your nuts are loose. So we'll tighten up these guys. You don't want to death grip them. You want to just make them snug. If you tighten them up too much, you might interfere with the tuning, with the turning of the tuners. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So what we're going to do is snug them. Now we're going to move down to the other end and try to put stuff back together again and see if we can't get this strung up. Okay, so we've got to replace, I cleaned up the other stuff. That's over here. So these guys are all cleaned up and looking good. And these are just going to slide back in here. And then I got the pegs that go on there. And those guys just screw in. So we're going to screw these guys back in again. And that's all cleaned up. And that's to set the string height. Get off of these with this adjusting nut that's here. And then to set the intonation, you use these screws that go this way. And that mounts on there. And the strings come in, through, and over and up. And this is all cleaned up really good. I used a toothbrush in the sink with the green. And so now I got to go get a set of strings. And I think we're ready to go there. The other thing we're going to do is replace the knobs. They were black on there. These guys. But I don't know that I have, and we were missing one. So I don't know if I have similar. If I have similar, I'll use similar. I think one of them was cracked, but I got a whole set of white ones. We'll see what we can find in the box. Be back. All right, so we got the hardware placed back where it belongs. I'm going to load up a set of strings here, these Slinky M Steel 10 to 52 Ernie balls, and see how that goes with the big guy down this end. So I'm just going to go in and go over the top. I want to make sure they're not hitting, and they're not hitting, so that'll be fine. So the next thing we're going to do is load up these strings and see how they all go down here. Okay? So I'm going to load these up and I'll be back. We'll take our first look at trying to play this. Here we are, and what I've done so far is just load up the high and the low string, and the reason I did that is because I want to set the bridge so that the string height is correct at the 12th fret. And I got that set approximately now by using the old quarter trick, and that is with a quarter it should be roughly the correct string height. We'll get it all strung up and then we'll check it again. This side should be a little bit lower than this side, and you only have that adjustment of string height from back here in the bridge by raising or lowering up these sides. So that's pretty cool. We'll be back in a minute. I'll finish restringing the guitar and we'll see how it actually works. All right, hang on. Okay, the strings are all on now. Everything went fine. I tuned it to pitch. It'll go out of pitch quite a bit because of the new strings, but we'll stretch them and get that all set up. We got the new knobs on. We cleaned everything up. This is all bright and shiny. This is as good as I could get these guys. The pickups, not very good, but hey, for the price we're paying, not bad. The next thing I'm going to do is set up the pickup height. Now on the bass side, I got a gauge that works pretty good. That's a little tight, so we need to raise that. Lower this down a little bit on this side. So we just clear the gauge. A little more. That's just about pretty close. Okay, and then back here too, we gotta drop this one way down. You see this? Can't see it too great, but I'll let you flip it around a little bit. So we're going to use this screw to raise and lower the pickup height, and I got a feeler gauge that gives you the correct height. So you should just barely pass that. And then the other side is this 3/32 one on the treble side. So we'll test the treble side and see how that looks. That's close, so that's got to go down. And this one here is a little low. So we'll raise that up just a bit. And that's about all the adjustment it's got in it. So it's like it'll lump it right there, I guess. So that's pretty cool. We should check the string height. At the 12th fret, it's a little high. Should be 04, so I could lower that down a little just to get the action lower. And we'll do that over here. I don't know if you can see that. Give that little tweak. It's just a little high still. That's just pretty close. And then this side. That's about right. So that's about the right height for that stuff. So why not? Let's come up with that. All right, so we're totally out of tune. Let's do a final tune. And the E string is in tune, so that's cool. All right, so let's see what it says. All right, so that's the basic guitar itself is all set up now. The next thing we're going to do is bring it over to an amplifier and see how it plays. So here's kind of the final look of the cute little guitar. This is an Epiphone SG, about a 2007 model that was filthy rotten and a mess with a bow neck, which we fixed. Okay, we adjusted the bow on the neck, got everything all smooth, we cleaned it all up, we replaced the knobs on the end here, we cleaned all this junk up, we set the pickup height, we set the string height. Oh, the black tape guy, the black tape is gone. I don't know what the hell the black tape was doing, but we cleaned up the body a little bit and made it look all shiny and new. The plastic, there's only so much you can do with, and the pickup covers are not bad. We did the fingerboards, we polished the frets, and got those nice and clean and shiny, and we oiled the fingerboard. So there we go. Let's go take it over and see how we do on electric. Got this thing plugged into the bass amp. That's the volume controls are all the way up. The tone controls, we'll turn them all the way down, and we're in the middle. So we'll give it just a little bit of volume in the middle position. Pretty clean. So there's no fret buzz, there's no funny business going on, or we didn't check the intonation. We'll bring it back over to the table and check the intonation and make sure that's okay. All right, so that's kind of our finished video. We'll do the intonation and maybe be back. All right, this is the finished video. This is Steve Bright We just finished doing the Epiphone FSG makeover. What we've done is clean it all up. We put new tuners in. We put new strings on. We straightened the neck and fixed that up. And then we also cleaned the thing up and we made adjustments here. We replaced the knobs because there was one missing and made it shiny and looking pretty darn good. We took the black tape off that was covering up this end of the horn. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with it. It looks fine to me. Some guy just went wacky and it plays great. I just checked the intonation. The intonation is good. And all the electronics look terrific. So boys, you got a great guitar, all finished. Thanks for the job.